Conversations with God for Teens, Chapter Final or 19. A final question. You want to be a final question, never without question. God, if you could change one thing about today's society, what would it be? Peter 15. I would change your beliefs about who you are and who I am and how life is. I would cause you to notice that you and I are one, that you are likewise one with everything and everything else, inclusive the aliens and the animals, okay? So don't try to be better than them. And that life is eternal, with no beginning and no end. And also the aliens supposed not to think that they are superior to us, and neither we think that they're superior to them, and so goes for the animals. We are not better than the animals. These simple ideas would alter the course of your experience forever and change your whole world. Why don't you do that then? Why don't you cause us to notice this? Why don't you change this one thing about our society? I do not do anything, Peter, on my own. If I did, I would be breaking the law of free will that he himself passed to the humans here, and I would be directly interfering in your life, because you don't want to be seen as a hypocrite, so he cannot forfeit his own promises to the species. You would be violating the prime directive precisely, so this one thing will never be changed. There is only one way that this can occur, and that is through you. I cannot do it to you. I can only do it through you. This is because who you are is me. God expressed His life in, as, and through you. That's what I have come here to tell you. That is what you have brought yourself here to be told. You and everyone else who is holding this book in their hands, and in this case also who's listening to this material right now. How then can I change the world? So far, all the best efforts of your governments and your social systems and even your religions have not been able to change the most basic human behaviors. And so after all this time, things are still pretty much the way they always have been among human beings. But why you don't tell the truth? Why? Why don't you tell why is it? Because these people are not awakened, they're not aware and they're not awakened, and they are being taken by dark forces. The dark forces are put inside their minds to do all the rubbish and stupid things, like drinking alcohol, do drugs, killing one another, etc., rape, squabbling, fighting, killing, and inability to openly share or openly love. Why? If we didn't have all the things here that we have, all the influences, all the black dark energies, and I mean the black dark energy because it's negative energies, it's like magic, it's mantras and what else done in secret to spread all the bad influences and energy, open the people who are the most vulnerable ones, the weak-minded ones, the kids, the kiddos, is the most affected also. Even the adults are being, imagine the kiddos, and these kiddos need guidance. Why? Because all humans do is keep trying to change the conditions of life on your planet rather than the beliefs that have created those conditions. Humans keep trying to eliminate the condition of poverty, so they try to keep try to eliminate these conditions of poverty, the condition of hunger, pandemic, the condition of misery, the condition of oppression, the condition of prejudice and a lack of equal opportunity, the condition of violence, the condition of war. They keep trying to make this condition go away, and a try is not enough. You need to eradicate. Try is just try. You need to eradicate. Say yes, I don't need it anymore. I don't want it. I don't need it. I'm going to eradicate it. They're going to stop all this nonsense. So they keep on trying to eliminate the condition of poverty, the condition of hunger, the condition of misery, the condition of oppression, discrimination, all kind of discrimination from all angles, not just from one ethnic group to another, but it's all a knife of several sides and purposes. Now we have what? Violence in schools. Not enough the adults are doing this, now the children. Why the kids are doing it? Because they are copying the adult. Stop showing nonsense to kids. Be it in the TV, through shows, through games, and they are retarded. 50 plus year old retarded, 49-year-old retarded, who to justify not eradicate video games, not say eradicate, but don't allow children to use it. My son doesn't allow his children to use, but he hypocritically plays game in front of the kids. Hypocritically, but his wife doesn't allow at all. The children are 9, 8, and 6-year old, and should not be allowed to use those devices, gadgets. So we have what? Violence in video games. You have the internet without filter. I mean, if there's no filter for children, the children are copying all this, through the media. At home, there's no regulation, there's no vigilance. The parents are not guiding their children well. Better of all, give them love, attention, care, protection, etc. So they come to school and then they will vent all their frustration, all their anger, all their resentment that they suffer at home, either from one parent or another. This is called bad parenting. This is called society as a whole, and at the school. If you don't do it, there will always be the others who will do it to you, the bullies. And then this kid needs to be called and have a meeting with his parents to try to solve the problem. Like in my time, you always have parenting and teachers meeting to solve any problem, be it academic or whatever, behavioral, anything. But thanks God I was okay. I stay on the back of the class because I don't want to make so much noise. I just want to observe everybody and live in my own kind of world. But when nobody didn't know the answer for something about geography or biology, I was always the one who say, I know the answer. Yes, yeah, correct. Come here to the front, but I don't want because I'm always the back seat. I like the back seat. I like just to observe behind and think. So this is what we have now today. Okay, this is what we have now today. Children behaving like adult, copying our behavior. So human keep trying to eliminate the condition of poverty, the condition of hunger. So they keep trying to make this condition go away because they only try. They are not doing. They are trying, and they are show bad habit. Not to say other factors, other occult factors, running the show on the back seat or behind curtains, I would say. They try religious persuasions, they try legislative mandate, they try royal decree, they try benevolent dictatorship, they try totalitarian government, they try popular uprising, they try everything they can think of, and still they cannot make these conditions go away. With all humanity's supposed advancement, with all its fancy technology, with all of its newly created abundance and wealth, and we all is increased awareness. Humans have not been able to eliminate the most basic problems of poverty, hunger, misery, oppression, prejudice, and lack of equal opportunity, violence, and war. And they cannot, because these conditions are reflections of beliefs that have not changed. If you want your world to change, you have to work to change the world's belief. Change yourself first. Before I can change the world, I have to change myself. And I rule by actions. Be a model of actions, right? Lead by example. Not that people have to follow my example. I am not perfect, I know. I am a bit of shorty fused sometimes. I need to work on this because I want perfection. I see something wrong or injustice, I cannot take it and I have to express myself. That's why my big mistake. I don't know, not mistake is what I am. I cannot change that. I'm expressive, I know. So that's the thing that is not, for some people, is not okay about me. Short fused. So you must work on help people change their beliefs. Remember this always: beliefs create behaviors, and behaviors create conditions. This is true in your individual life as well as in the collective reality that you are creating planet-wide. How can we change beliefs? How can we do that? First, you have to be aware of what beliefs you are trying to change. Most people do not know what it is that they do believe. They have not thought about it deeply. They are too busy living. They are too busy trying to solve the problems created by their beliefs to look into the matter of what beliefs are creating them. What are the beliefs we need to change? The human race believes in needlessness. It believes not only that there are things that it needs, it believes that it has insufficient means to meet those needs. It believes in disunity. It believes in failure. It believes in superiority. It believes most of all in the conditionality of love. It believes that love is conditional, that my love is conditional, and that all love is conditional, and that therefore there are requirements that must be met in order to receive the benefits of love, and judgments that must be made about who has and who has not met those requirements, and condemnations that must be meted out to those who have failed. Because it deeply believes in such a system of separateness, scarcity, failure, judgment, condemnation, superiority, it allows itself to behave in accordance with those beliefs, and thus to create all of its own miseries. Finally, the human race believes that it is not possible to disavow its basic belief, or to recreate them, because it does not and cannot know how. The human race believes in ignorance. These are the 10 illusions of humans, and they are a very big part of the earthly reality. Still, you can change this. So, how do you do it? The first thing you must do is really understand the problem which you are doing here, and then look at solutions. The solutions are to change your most basic beliefs and to assist others in changing theirs. Correct. Start from us, and then we start from giving our children good role model. Be a role model to our children, because the habit of home goes to town, and then start from the governments. Also, they too must be a role model for other people, because I believe that governance is there to serve people, not people serve them. So, mutual, I think also give and take. It's government serve people serve government. That's it. Take and give, not just one take and not one give. So of course they are in some countries, at least in the West, they do believe in share. In the Occident, now the West Occident, they do believe in share what they earn in revenue. They know how to disperse their taxes that they get from the people. But in other countries, not so. We live in total socialism, where everyone persists, and capitalism. Capitalism, okay, but as long as the government knows how to make use of the taxes that they earn. So how do you do it? The first thing you must do is really understand the problem which you are doing here, and then look at solution. The solution is to change your own basic beliefs and to assist others and change theirs. Okay, but I want to make sure before I hear about solutions that you do have the power to produce them. I don't want to be led down the garden path here. I mean, we can do this, right? Even though no one's done it before, no one's had it explained to them before with this kind of clarity. More and more people are seeing clearly now that the problems confronting the human race are real and could destroy their species and its home, and more and more people are hearing with greater clarity how they can help in doing something about it. That's what makes this is a very important time. That's why this book fell into your hands when it did, or it fell here right now on the online. That's what makes yes, you have the power to recreate your reality on earth in a new way. Absolutely. That's where your power to create, your original power, comes in. But that may be the first belief you have to change. You may have to change the belief that you do not have this power. Oh my gosh. That's exactly almost the message I received today on my headphone, about power, about being of light, a being who are boundless, limitless, and full of power. Because and now we are back to where we were before. What we believe we experience. Not just believe it, what we worked out, what you, from that belief you put into practice, that you will experience. Not enough experience, not enough to believe. Or if you believe it, you can believe, but you do nothing about it. Just accept it as, and then you keep it like, how to say, you keep in a state of inertia. You do nothing about your belief. Is when you put something to practice that makes it emotion, like a flash flood. Exactly. And some things are harder to believe than others, so those things are harder to experience. Like what? Well, it's easier to imagine that you are going to find a parking space right where you want it than it is to imagine that disunity or separation does not exist, or that condemnation does not exist, or that ignorance does not exist. So many people are willing to try to produce what you would call smaller results, by using original power, but they do not use the power to create what you would call larger results because they do not believe they can. In the same way, some people can experience small negative life encounters as gifts. They call them blessings in disguise. I don't call them blessings, guys. Call them curses. Curses in the open air. While they experience other larger negative life encounters as struggles and dramas, they call them misfortunes or tragedies. They believe they can transform the smaller ones, but they don't believe they can transform the larger. Masters are people who believe that they can use original power, or what some people call the power of God, or the power of prayer, to create anything, and so they produce what you would term miracles. So, if I believe that my life doesn't have to be the way it is, and that the whole world for that matter can be changed, then it can be. No, it's not that simple, because it doesn't only depend on you. Even if you form mass consciousness to create this wave of change, still it won't be that rapid and fast result. It will be steady, it will be slowly, in a slow pace, in a slow pace, because bit by bit the bed fills up stomach, grain by grain. That's how things is achievable. That's how things is changed. It's not from one day, not from one night to day. Like this doesn't happen this way. So if I believe that my life doesn't have to be the way it is, and the whole world for that matter can be changed, then it can be. Yes, no, it's not that simple. That's how the changes that have been made have come about. But in slow pace, not overnight. It doesn't happen this way. Otherwise the world will be changed right now, this very moment. Because you have been trying to change for eons and eons, and nothing is happening. Because there is invisible force also in the command. Somebody somewhere believed that it could happen, and it did. Yeah, but sometimes not for a long time, and it's not instantaneous. It's not straight away. It's not true. Usually because that particular person helped make it happen. Individually for himself, not for the community, not in a collective, not for the collective, but individually, yes. That's why I said earlier, do not give up hope. Do not ever stop trying to change your life or change the world. I don't. I really don't. Until my last breath, I won't stop. All of you have come here to this book, to this moment, to begin the next part of your journey. It's a journey to hopefulness, a journey to wholeness. It's the journey home. This is about waking up, getting what's going on. This is about living your life in a new way, with intention and purpose, and clarity, and more fun than you ever thought possible. Remember the three-way path. Have fun, spread joy, share love. That's my motto. That's my motto. Freedom, love, joy, and impart all this, because we are not in Iceland, and you need to impart all this in a way or another, in whatever way you can. That's my belief. Man, are we going to have a chance to do that in the years ahead? Man, are we going to have a chance to do it in the years ahead? Are you ready? Good. Starting now. Today, at home, tomorrow, at school, starting now. This all it will take. That's why it can be said with some certainty that none of this is too big for you. None of this is too much. Fun, joy, and love is who you are. It's the natural you. Just give in to that. Have fun doing whatever you are doing. Yes, even going to school. Just have fun with it. See it for what it is. A stepping stone on the path to the greatest life you could ever hope to live. Have fun with everything is possible. Just take the drama out of it. No violence, just solidarity, humanitarianism. That's the key for peace in this planet. I may be a dreamer. Who knows? John Lennon was one, and he died one. And there will be many other John Lennon around. We'll never stop having one. Many here. Have fun if everything is possible. Just take the drama out of it. Take the stress out of it. It's all good. Spread your joy around you. You can do that if something as simple as a smile, a laugh, a word of encouragement to a fellow traveler, a favor for a friend, a helping hand for a parent. Exactly. But sometimes you live in a society where everybody is scared to talk to one another, is scared to share a word of fraternity. All they care about is be rude to one another, to spit at each other's face. It is so disgusting, so disgusting. People have forgotten how to be real part of the cosmos. Instead, they have become demon humans. Help your parents, cost nothing to us. Do their dishes, do your laundry, help your mom, your dad around, help your siblings, help your friends at school instead of harm one another. Spread joy around you. You can do that with something as simple as a smile, laugh, a word of encouragement to a fellow traveler, a favor for a friend, a helping hand for a parent. Share love with everyone. It's the form that your soul tells you is most appropriate to the moment and to the kind of relationship that you have with each person and with yourself. Go now and create your world as you would have it be. Go now and celebrate your life and everything that makes you you. Go now and recreate yourself anew in the next grandest version of the greatest vision you ever had about who you are. This is my invitation. This is your dream. This is our next grand adventure in this planet. That's beautiful, really beautiful. A closing word. I said at the beginning of this book that you have caused it to come into your hands, and so you have. You did so to empower yourself to hear, perhaps more clearly than ever before, truths that you have known forever in your heart, and that can change the world. The events that occurred in the United States on September 11, 2001 have made it desperately obvious that our world must be changed, or soon there may be no world to change at all. Yet, despite the horrible events of the terrible days, I come here to tell you in this closing message that this can be a more loving, peaceful world. Yours can be a more joyful experience. Ours can be a more fruitful life. Millions of people around the globe, shocked at what happened on that September day, are now more motivated than ever to alter the way we live our lives on this planet. Yet, how can that be done? I believe I know of at least one very good way. Look to see now what it is you wish to experience in your own life and in the world, and then see if there is any way for you to be the source of that. A central teaching of a conversation with God is what you wish to experience, provide for another. So if you wish to experience greater peace, love, so if you wish to experience greater peace And love and understanding. Seek to provide greater peace, love and understanding to all those whose lives you touch. If you wish to know that you are saved, cause another to know that he or she is saved. If you wish to better understand seemingly incomprehensibly things, help others to better understand. If you wish to heal your own sadness or anger, seek to heal the sadness or anger of another. In chapter 15 of this book, I remember a young person asking, why do I always have to be the one to start? I am reminded here of the wonderful soul-searching inquiry of the Jewish tradition. Aha, I knew he was a Jewish. See how smart I am? If not now, when? If not me, who? It's our young people who can bring us the change that can lead us away from the kind of insanities displayed on September 11, 2001. You can set the course for tomorrow, today. There is much we can all do, but there is one thing we cannot do. We cannot continue to co-create our lives together on this planet as we have in the past. You already know this. Most young people do. You've been telling the world this for years, and everything from protests to poems to songs. Some of you are angry because you have not been heard, and right now at this critical turning point in humanity's history, anger may not be inappropriate and may in fact be a blessing. If you use your anger to pinpoint not where the blame falls, but where the cause lies, you can lead the way to healing. To me, the cause seems obvious. It's discovered throughout this book. We are living in a world that operates on deep misunderstanding about life and how it is. Most humans have not learned the most basic lessons. Most humans have not remembered the most basic truths. Most have not understood the most basic spiritual wisdom. In short, most humans have not been listening to God. And because they have not, they watch themselves do ungodly things. Or maybe they have too much listened to this fake God, alien, the God that all this happened. So could not be the other way around. If they have listened to the right God inside of them, maybe they would not go astray. But because they have listened to the outside God, creating your own image, that you went astray. The message of conversations with God is simple. We are all one. This is the message that the human race has largely ignored. Our separation mentality has understood all of our human creations, and because of our religions, our political structure, our economic systems, our educational institutions, and our whole approach to life had been based on the idea that we are separate from each other. We have inflicted all manner of injury upon each other. This injury has caused that injury, for like begets like, and negativity only breeds negativity. Now the problem has reached a planet-threatening proportion, and we should make no mistake about that. The human race has the power to annihilate itself. We can end life as we know it on this planet in one afternoon. This is the first time in human history that we are able to say this. Before, we could destroy a village or city or even a nation, but never the entire world in one day. Now we can. And so I am asking all young people everywhere to focus your attention on the question that such power places before you. I hope that you will answer them from a spiritual perspective, not a political perspective, and not an economic perspective from which they have been answered in the past. I hope that you will have your own conversation with God, for only the grandest wisdom, the grandest truth can address the grandest problems, the greatest problems. And we are now facing the greatest problems and the greatest challenge in the history of our species. If you want what beauty there is in this world, and there is so much of it, or to be experienced by your children and your children's children, I believe that you'll have to become spiritual activists right here right now. You must choose to be at the cause in the matter. This is the challenge that is placed before every thinking person today, young and old alike. But it's the young people who have the nerve, the verve and the vigor, the energy and the real motivation to meet this challenge. For the world of tomorrow will be the world that you experience in the world that you will create. I'm asking you, please, please, please don't recreate the world as you see it today. So I'm gonna repeat because this here did a kind of switch it off by itself. So this is the first time in human history that you are able to say this. Before we could destroy a village or a city or even a nation, but never the entire world in one day. Now we can, and so I am asking all young people everywhere to focus your attention on the questions that such power places before you. I hope that you will answer them from a spiritual perspective, not a physical, a political perspective, and not an economic perspective from which they have been answered in the past. I hope that you will have your own conversation with God, for only the grandest wisdom and the grandest truth can address the grandest problems. And we are now facing the greatest problems and the greatest challenges in the history of our species. If you want what beauty there is in this world, and there is so much of it to be experienced by your children and your children's children, I believe that you will have to become spiritual activists right now. Right now, you must choose to be at the cause in the matter. That's the challenge that is placed before every thinking person today, young and old alike. But it is the young people who have the vigor, the energy, and the real motivation to meet this challenge. For the world of tomorrow will be the world that you experience and the world that you will create. I'm asking you, please, please, don't recreate the world as you see it today. Please be no more cynical about life. If ever you were, please be no longer disinterested in life. If ever you were, please let not one more day pass without your active involvement right now, right where you are, in your homes, in your schools, in your communities, in your world, in the movement to bring greater unity, understanding, harmony, and love to the human experience. Become activists in helping others to change at last the age-old beliefs that have created the cruel, selfish, unkind, and inhuman behaviors you see all around you. Become one of the changes, not the followers, but the changes. No longer content if you simply talking about what's not working, but choosing now to join in creating what will work. Recreation, our non-profit foundation, Inform International Alliance. So that's all for now.